like stories like mine because it's like, you know, the underdog. And really, it's not. I'm not an underdog. I'm everybody else. My name is Cassie Dickman, like Dick Man is my last name, in case you didn't catch that. I'm 29. I am going to school to be a journalist, so I'm majoring in journalism right now at Sac State, and I will have a minor in creative writing. What I do for a living, I work at Trader Joe's, but right now I only work 1 day a week, and I commute to Sac State, so it takes about 6 to 8 hours out of my week, so that's basically my job. I don't have time to work as much. I have a child, she is 5 years old, she's going to be 6 on Sunday. We come from a family of women who work. I mean, my sister went to USC, she's a dental hygienist, she works. All of my aunts are workers. Kind of the men in our lives have never really been amazing. Not that they're bad, I mean, my dad helped raise me, he's fine, but it's always been my mom who's been the rock. She works, she gets stuff done. She made me tougher than I wanted to be. It was always get yourself up, dust off, and get back to work. Stop crying, you got homework to do, you got to go back to the game. I remember one time I got knocked down, and I mean really hurt, and she's like, oh, she's fine, just, you know, wrap it up and get back out there. That's basically been my whole childhood. And so when I got pregnant, that was kind of like what I did. I was hurt, I was abandoned, and I was laying on the couch super depressed, and I told myself, you're being pathetic. You need to at least get up. You have to at least get up and eat today. So having a young child and going to school is unlike any experience that you could ever have. So I get straight A's right now, and that takes a lot of time and effort. So I spend a lot of time away from my daughter. I don't have any time to myself when I get home because, you know, there's homework. She's in kindergarten and they have more homework than I do, and I have to pack lunches and do laundry and then stay up late doing homework and get up early to finish my homework and then get her up and get ready for school and drop her off at school. And it's just a whirlwind. I don't even think I've had time to think about it. You just kind of do it. When I was at Los Madonnas College, my junior college before I transferred, I mean, I was working every morning at 6 a.m. and then I would go to school in the afternoons. There were every Wednesday and Thursday, which was production day for journalism, I wouldn't sleep. I'd work at 6 a.m. in the morning, go to the journalism lab, be there till midnight, then get up early in the morning because I had to finish stuff up for the paper that Thursday, and then I would work that night. And most of the time I would do homework all night. So for an entire year I didn't sleep Wednesday to Thursday because when I got off work on Thursday and then Friday, I really want to spend it with my daughter. So you really just have to learn how to budget your time and not sleep. I love coffee. Coffee is my lifeblood. I used to drink like, 7 to 12 cups a day instead of water. I mean, it has water in it, right? Because, I don't sleep. But now I'm like down to like 3 or 4, which is really good. One time I took a poetry class and she wanted me to write a poem, obviously because it's a poetry class. I was like, this is stupid. Why do I have to write poems in poetry class? And she, write something that you're passionate about. And I wrote a poem about a torrid love affair with coffee, and I got a really good grade on it. I mean, like, I never mentioned that it was coffee, but I was obviously obsessed with coffee in the poem. And it was, it was scandalous. It was a scandalous poem about my love affair with coffee.
Cassie is special, and I first knew she was special when she was in my beginning journalism class, Journalism 110, because, a lot fewer students are really interested in news. I latched onto her.
So when I was starting out in school, I've been going to school for like 10 years. I failed out when I was 18. Well, I didn't fail out. I drank myself out. I had way too much fun. And so I've gone back and forth to school, never taking anything seriously. And then after my daughter was born, I decided that I needed to, be a grown-up. and get a good job instead of working at restaurants. This is what I did for a long time. So I went back to school, and I was going to be an environmental studies / wildlife biology major. I really like being outside. And then I was like, well, I really like to write too, so I need a general ed class. So I can just, I'll take a journalism class. And then I took it, and I just never left. And eventually, I was like, well, I'll double major. And then it was like, well, I'll minor in science. And then I just stopped going to those classes. So I've accomplished a few things that I'm proud of and not proud of at the same time. When I was at Las Madonas College, I was at first the campus editor, but I was rubbish at that because I don't like to design. So I did some investigative reporting, which was super fun. I actually scooped the Contra Costa Times on a story. That was really awesome. And in several publications, they printed a false fact about that same story, and I was the only one that didn't. And that might not sound super exciting, but for a beginning journalist, that's amazing. That story eventually won a second place prize at the JACC convention, was the Journalism Association of Community Colleges. They do a North and South convention, and then they do a state convention. I won second place at the North convention. That same convention, I won an honorable mention for news writing for an on-the-spot competition, which was super exciting because those are really hard. You have to, you go into an event and then you have to hurry up and write a story in less than an hour, and I kind of suck at writing stories right away, so that was really an exciting thing. My first JACC, I won 4th place in state for a profile on a engineering student at Las Madonas College. I think I just won another news writing one for a story that I did on a district governing board member that died. That was kind of bittersweet. I became the editor-in-chief of the Las Madonas College paper. That was really difficult, but really kind of awesome.